On this episode of the process, I got to have a conversation with one of my closest friends, Kai Akinloye-Brown. We became friends at Tuskegee University our freshman year. Um, and since then, I've got a chance to witness her consistently excel in many different lights. First, it was school. Then I saw her at graduate school at Brown. And then now, little by little, I saw her chase a newfound passion, which is in modeling. And to see how far she's taken it has been a lesson to me, yet another lesson of where consistency and taking steps forward can take you. Um, and honestly, it's amazing to see that she's gotten signed at this point. So I felt it was very important to get her story out to people that want to chase, that might be wanting to chase something that's outside of what they regularly do. So I hope you enjoy this episode, share it. Thank you for taking time to listen. And yeah, this is episode 2 of the process. Where you at? Where you been? And where you going?
So I am currently in Rhode Island. Uh, I am working in the pharmaceutical industry at the moment
Mm.
and also doing a little modeling on the side.
A little modeling.
Yeah. I decided to finally follow my dreams and be outward with following my dreams of modeling. So I just recently got serious with doing that um on the side while also working my full-time job, which is kind of hard.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, it is. It's very, very tiring, but I keep telling myself it'll be worth it in the end. So I keep pushing and
Mhm.
I'm surprised at it. So
Yeah, honestly, it just is crazy. Because like I think you told me you just got signed for real, so you're really a
yeah.
model now. Like before, you were like, what? I don't know the proper phrase. Like before you got signed, what were you doing?
Like you're talking about like a couple years when I was
Like you just kind of going from fashion
my
show,
student.
doing a
Oh,
lot of
okay.
different things.
Yeah, I was just doing whatever. I
Yeah,
wasn't assigned to anything. My so I guess I can explain how we got there.
yeah, exactly.
So I was in grad school at Brown
At
University.
Brown.
Yeah.
Yep.
So I was studying my master's degree at Brown in biomedical engineering, and one of my classmates came up to me who was doing a dual degree at Brown in RISD, which is the Rhode Island School of Design out here. It's like one of the top design schools in the world, I believe. Um,
Mm.
and she asked me to model for her final crit, which is critique. Um, so I was like, okay. So that kind of is what like jump kick the idea. But I still wasn't really serious about it. So I was modeling for her, and then since I was doing that and going to the fittings and everything, and I was actually having a really good time. I decided to try out for Brown's Fashion Week, and did that runway show, and that was like, oh, I actually really, really enjoy this. So I also decided to or I got picked to walk for Atlantic City Fashion Week, and
Yep.
um, I was just doing a whole bunch of shows here and there, and modeling for the student, and then for a photographer out here. So just doing little things here and there. And then I decided, ever since I came up here for school, I'm in the New England area, is what they call it. Um, I told myself I wanted to walk for New York Fashion Week since I'm so close to New York. I'm about 3 hours away, a little under 3 hours away. So I just, now that I am working and can afford to actually go up there,
Mm.
I decided to apply to walk for one of the shows. So, and I got picked. So I walked for one of the fashion shows for New York Fashion Week back in
Mm.
February. That was very fun.
Yeah, I'm about to say, what was that like? What was
And
that energy like?
it was very like surreal. I'm still in a surreal state. Like I can't believe I'm doing this and it's actually like working out. And some things don't work out, obviously, and I'm okay with that. But it was very fun. My mom came out with me, or not out with me. She came up here. She lives in Alabama, so she came up here, um, and got to watch me walk. And it was nice. It was fun. It was very chaotic in the backstage. As you can imagine, a lot of models back there trying to do makeup, hair, walk the runway before the show starts if you can, um, and just like clothes all over the place because you got to get dressed like really quick. You think that you have enough time backstage before your call time or during your call time, but you don't.
Mm.
You don't. You never have time. So it's always like chaos, and everybody is trying to make sure everything is like perfect. But it's fun chaos. So I had a great time, and I was happy that my mom was finally able to come and watch me walk because that was I believe my fourth fashion show. So
Mm.
she was finally able to travel up here and see me. So that
Yeah.
was
That's an interesting comment you made about it, like actually being chaotic up back there. Because like for me, people switching outfits, like it kind of looks like magic. Like, oh, they walk in,
oh it
and then they come back out, and then it's like you would have never known that they might have just went through hell to get that.
no, yeah, it's a lot. When I walked for Atlantic City Fashion Week a couple years ago, I walked in, I think the most for one of the days was three designers, and they were all on one night. And the designers are like back to back to back. Like
Mm.
there's no break between the designers. So if you're walking with somebody who's right, like your shows are right next to each other, you have to like hurry up and like change. There's no time. And one of the ladies I was walking with for, she had latex, and that was like, I was trying to hurry up and take that off and like change it. It's difficult. It's a lot, and you're very sweaty, but I would say, or not sweaty, you're very like hot because it's just a lot going on. But it's very fun. Like it like increases the adrenaline, and it makes you think like, dang,
Mm.
like I'm really out here doing this. So it's rewarding in a way.
Yeah.
It's chaos, but it's fun chaos. So
So I want to ask this, like, because I know there's probably girls out here that want to be a model. Because I've never, let me say, I told you this offline. I never had a friend that was a model, but my friend, she's a model. But what's that pathway like? If you could talk to anybody that's like, oh, I want to figure that out, what would you tell them? Like what did you, or even better, like, what do you think it was that led you to getting signed? Like, what do you need to do?
um I would say I'm still trying to figure it out. But what got me to be, I guess, more serious about it was having the support of my mom. My dad is still like, you got to be realistic with situations, which is understandable because obviously I'm an adult now. I'm not a child living under their roof. I have my own way of funding my life. Um, but yeah, I would say my mom supporting me was the really like kicker. But if you are for real about it and serious about it, one thing that I saw, this girl who um I like follow and look up to, is who is a model. She said if you're willing to do it, you'll go for it. Like you'll make the sacrifices, you'll travel and everything. Um, and so I kind of hold that to me, what I'm doing now, like traveling back and forth to New York for the past like month and a half to 2 months. Um, if you're serious about it, then you need to be serious about it. Like go on Instagram, follow all these agencies, managements, do your research on who will get you to where you want to go, even if it's like a stepping stool. Like you don't have to first sign to the best thing right off the jump. Like that probably won't happen. So you need to get, make your foundation, get a stepping stone, see who can actually help you, and don't be shy to pay for some things. Like, don't be shy to pay for a development program to figure out like different ways to pose and the runway walk. Like I had to do that. I didn't realize I knew modeling is an art to modeling. Like it's not an easy thing. But going through those courses, I was like, oh shoot, it's a lot more intricate than I thought, even though I already knew it was intricate. So you have to be willing to believe in yourself, one, be able to fund yourself because you will have to pay for digitals, some traveling fees before you get signed. And I would just say do your research. Go and look up hashtags on Instagram that you can see like different casting calls. I've been seeing a lot of agencies and some designers having a lot of open calls lately. So be on the lookout for that. And yeah, just social media is your friend when it comes to trying to find some of these things. And also don't be shy to submit yourself on the websites, because now a lot of these places don't have their weekly open castings. So don't be shy to pay for some digitals, some really nice digitals, which digitals are just a picture of you in your raw form, no makeup, no luxurious hairstyle, just what do you look like when you walk onto set. So yeah, so pay for some good digital so that way you can submit to these agencies and they will you'll have a better chance at getting signed to them. So yeah. But the number one thing is believe in yourself.
Yeah.
Even when you don't get it, it's a cutthroat industry out here. So you won't get everything, and it's okay. It is okay because not everything is meant for you. So
Yeah. I guess it's the consistency that matters. And I think it's a perfect like segue to this point. Like, Kai, we were both engineering students in college. And, one thing I always noticed, like, you're just very consistent about your notes and how organized everything was. Like, I wish I know Kai got me through thermodynamics. I quite literally was like, hey, Kai, can you just send me a notes? Cause I knew Kai was gonna make the best note. Like, throughout your time at Tuskegee, you maintained a high GPA. You was balling. Like, I won't lie, like I'll say this, I admit it. When we was in thermal, like I'm a competitive guy. Like I want to get better scores, but you just like absolutely killed me every time in that class. Like you was getting like dang near hundreds on every test. But and I, over time, like because we had the way we met as friends was like through passion. But then like when I saw that, that's when I was like started realizing like okay, like what is she like? How is she doing? Like have you? So well, let me go on. Like I've just seen you be that consistent person. Like, where did that start from? Like, where does that come from? And then even taking that to Brown, an Ivy League next, it's so fascinating to see this story unfold because it's like model, but then you also have like from a schooling standpoint, like just a baller. You know what I mean? like, what do you think? What is it that's driving it?
I would probably say my family is the big driver in everything. Both my parents are doctors, so it was kind of instilled in me that I needed to go to school. Not that I thought of doing anything else. I mean, I've always had that dream of modeling, but like I said, I'm just now being open about it. Like I never told anybody I wanted to be a model. So when I first started, my parents were like, what? So yeah, it was just instilled in me as I was younger to go to school. And I wasn't good as in school, like in is it primary school? Like high school,
Like,
middle school?
high school, what, middle school, elementary? Which one?
Yeah, isn't that primary, high school, middle school, elementary, or whatever? High
I
school,
don't know.
middle school, elementary. I wasn't that great in school. I I wasn't that good, and the only course I was good at was math. And then when I got to college, I was just like I kind of wanted to do better. I didn't want to have any C's on my report card or any D's because I did get some D's back then. So I wanted to just do better for myself. Didn't think I would do as good as I did.
Yeah.
Um,
Math classes, you were killing it. Oh my.
yeah, no, yeah, I would say math is just like just the notes. Like me taking notes just helps, and that didn't really click to me until I got to college because
Mm.
I just thought that I just wasn't a good student in high school and middle school and all that. But in college, I think it was just the numbers that just helped me out. So me wanting to do better for not only for myself but also so my parents could be proud of me too. Um, so yeah, that's where the consistency of that came from. And then me going to Brown, I only went to get my master's because I didn't know what I wanted to do. I never knew what I wanted to do ever.
Mm.
I've jumped so many times through different things, careers. At first I wanted to be a math teacher. I still kind of want to do that in the future. But I wanted to be a math teacher, but my parents were like, "You have expensive taste. You don't need to be doing that. You need
Mm.
to do something."
Hey, they
Yeah,
real. They
hell yeah,
real for that.
they
That's
didn't
real.
lie. They did not lie. But they were like, you try engineering. They're the ones that actually um veered me over to the engineering life and actually ended up liking it. So since I didn't know what I wanted to do in life still after graduating or coming close to graduating, my dad was like, just get another degree and get it in something that you think you might like. So I've always been interested in prosthetics and the designs of things, and me taking my design courses in at Tuskegee. It didn't really click that that's why I was doing that, but I realized that after I was at Brown, um, I'm very interested in the way how things are made, how they're designed, how they just like these little tiny pieces come together to make such a beautiful thing, and like humans can use it in functioning ways. I don't know. It's just interesting.
Mm.
So I decided to get my degree in biomedical engineering since I was interested in prosthetics. Um, and I went through the design track. That's just one of the things that Brown has. Instead of a thesis track, you have a design thesis. So I built a prototype for my 2 years.
Mm.
Um, and that prototype was with it was an automatic walking wheelchair for dementia patients. So it was to help soothe their symptoms whenever they became agitated. Um,
Mm.
so that was very interesting to see my abilities on doing that. Um, so yeah, so that's how I got to Brown.
Mm. But like, you still didn't even answer the initial. But like,
The consistency of
what
me,
is it? What is it? Yeah,
I
like
don't
how?
know.
Like, like
I
did
don't
what was it?
know.
I didn't. I don't think I ever asked you this. What was it? Did you have a high GPA at Brown?
They don't do
Oh,
GPAs
down
at
to GPAs. Okay, okay. I was just like, what is it that's like? Because me as a person, like even me being in school, it's just I thoroughly enjoy what I do, but finding that consistency to be on top of my work is like difficult.
me not wanting to not only disappoint me because I did so great. Okay, so I did struggle with greatness at Brown.
Mm.
Uh Coming from Tuskegee, doing so great, having that support system not only from my amazing friends, but also the teachers. I didn't realize how supportive the teachers actually were. Even though they were difficult at times, they were still very supportive and they actually were trying to get us to understand the information. Coming to Brown, you don't
Mm.
have that sense of like community um within your major. So I had that sense of community within my the people who are in grad school, but the teachers, I think they were trying to uphold to such a we're an Ivy League status that they weren't as supportive as I would like them to be. Except for one teacher who did, that was my last semester. He really did help me out, and I appreciate him a lot.
Mm.
Um, so yeah, I did struggle with the consistency of trying to reach the level that I was at Tuskegee. Um, but I don't know what drove my consistency. I don't know. I guess not trying to disappoint me and not trying to disappoint my siblings because she graduated high school and was going to college the same time that I graduated college. So I trying to be a great role model for her. Um,
Mm.
in my other two younger siblings, in my parents, I guess. I don't know. In myself. The big thing was myself. I did not want to disappoint myself because I saw I could do it. So I was like, at least let me graduate.
Yeah.
Let me at least graduate. If I could do it over again, I would not go to Brown. But
Mm.
I'll probably still get my master's, just not at Brown.
Mm.
But yeah, I don't know where I guess my consistency comes from my family.
Yeah. I mean, I guess I was just asking because it's one of those things that I wonder, like, are you like, for me, like sometimes the idea of making money can drive me. Sometimes, not all of the time. Honestly, that's poor motivation. But like, like, is it this drive to be great? Because I do know I want to be when I die, like, they like, oh yeah, we remember him. That's like, so that drives me. I won't lie. Is that in your mind, or is it?
To be
I mean,
great.
it's just I know you said it's not disappointing people, which I think definitely is a great motivator. So if it's
I
just
mean, of
that,
course I want to be great. I want to be the best that I can be.
hmm,
I don't want to be recognized for I don't want fame or a whole bunch of riches. Obviously, I want to be able to fund my own lifestyle, but I want to be the best I can be. And as long as I can be the best I can be while also uplifting the people around me, in any way, that's the best to me. So, yeah.
hmm.
I'm sorry if I'm not answering your
No, no,
question.
you answered. No, you answered the question. No, you answered the question. You did. Like I definitely.
Okay.
I just find it. I do find it interesting to figure out what motivates people because I think in my last, it wasn't until like I graduated from college, undergrad, when I started realizing like people are not motivated the same. Like, you know, being hungry is some people could care less about like that. Like some people real life just want a check or just want some level of consistency in something in life and that's it. And that's fine. Exactly. Like, like I just
I,
like I lived in an illusion where I just thought like, oh yeah, everybody wants to be a millionaire. You know what I mean? Like, why wouldn't you? That's not a thing. And I honestly I backed off of that mindset completely just because it's like I don't know, you really look at people and you enjoy people a lot more when you're not thinking like in that light of like, oh yeah, let me go get it, this, that, and the other. Even though it may seem from the outside perspective that way, I don't really look at people like that for real. Like I'd be just interested in who they are, not on like, oh yeah, what are you providing type of thing. So yeah, it's not just interesting. I had to figure it out what it was inside of you.
just want to make little Kai happy. I was actually telling my mom that the other day. Little Kai is smiling.
Yeah,
So
be proud. So we all proud.
I'm very proud. I mean, you know me. I don't like putting myself out there. I
Yeah.
hate it. I absolutely hate it. So I'm proud of myself. I'm
Mhm.
proud of you. I'm proud of everybody.
Yeah, man, it's beautiful. But so let's shift it to the future for a second. Like, you
Okay.
know, we got the modeling and then we got the job industry. Where are you trying to go? Like, do you have an idea in your mind of where you're trying to take it? Or
Uh,
are you just still taking it day by day?
Definitely taking it day by day, but my goals, my goals with the modeling is I'm trying to be everywhere, okay? I'm tr- I'm trying to have that be my main monetary income. I want to travel. I've always wanted to travel with my work, and I want to be on all the shows everywhere during Fashion Month.
Mm,
I want to be traveling for different photo shoots, different shows throughout the year. Like I just want to travel and be a model and be funded to be a model and not be using my time for free.
yeah.
I just absolutely love the adrenaline of everything that's
Mm.
going on, the photo shoots, the runway, the before, the during, the after. So that's my goal with modeling. I just want to travel and model.
So you feel like that's what's like bringing the most like just like genuine joy and love out of you right now.
Yeah. Every time I have to go to New York for anything, I am happy about it.
Mm.
Whether it goes good or bad, I'm still happy about it because I'm like I'm actually putting myself out there doing this what I want to do. So that's what my goals are for modeling.
Mm.
for work.
Don't do that.
I hope I don't have to work a day in my life again in this industry.
Mm.
I don't mind my job. I really don't. It's not bad. It's just not something that I want to do. I'm not working in the spot that I studied for. Like I'm not designing. I work in the manufacturing part of pharmaceuticals. So
Mm.
I'm not doing what I wanted to do. Would I be opposed to going back if the modeling stuff doesn't work out? No, obviously not, because that's a great fallback. And I can just start again where I actually wanted to be at, within the biomedical industry. But I hope that doesn't happen.
Mm.
I hope I can model for the rest of my life and I would be a-okay.
I
So
mean, so let me ask you this then. Like, where do you feel like with the engineering and everything, and then like is there a different mindset? Like, do you feel like because this is very unique? Like, do you feel like you have an advantage somewhere just based on the way you think, like because of the way school and work has made you, or is it just two totally separate things that don't intersect?
I think there's an advantage. I would say the advantage comes from me also being an artist, having creativity. Um,
Mm.
with my artistry helps me. Actually, yeah, the artistry and the engineering from the design aspect. Ever since I did the design courses and me getting more serious about my artwork too, it's helped me look at details better. So I take that at work and see the
Mm.
details of how to make things a little bit better with our process. Um, and also the details of what I need to do better for myself when it comes to the modeling. Um, but I'm still growing in both aspects. I mean, you can use stuff in both industries. Obviously, not everything, and it'll be a broad use. It won't be a very specific use, but yeah, there's uses in both, I guess.
Yeah. Hey, it's a girl,
Yeah,
it's an
but
engineering student.
they are two completely different worlds. I
Yeah,
would
of course.
say.
Engineering student, like, oh wow, maybe if you're really good at math and modeling, you just do your own numbers. I don't know. I don't know what goes on, but I mean that's really interesting. It's just a mode of life you live in. It's just New York
Yeah,
one day and the plant the next. Like it's
it's
just
kind of surreal. It's very surreal. I still, when I think about it, I can't believe I'm doing this. I'm living this life. It's tiring, but it's real.
ah, at least I can tell it's like makes you feel alive. You know what I mean?
It does.
Yeah, that's why I feel like as of late, like I haven't had those a lot more. Like this podcast right now, like this moment, like I feel very present and alive, like just listening to what you're saying. You know what I mean?
You could. I feel like I'm rambling.
Nah, you doing nah. I think what you're saying. This is like one of those things that like why I wanted to bring you on is like people understand like you can have something in your mind that feels obscure and like how can I get that? Like just go make steps towards literally, even if it's only one step a day, like I feel like that's what I kind of witnessed with you. Like, oh, just one show. And it was another and another. And it slowly started to build up over time as you was making the connection and everything. And you just realized, like, bro, like, don't based off of what you're defined as right now, like whether that's by degree, by your job title, that really means nothing. You know what I mean? Like you can go change your life and get that interesting life that you want if you just literally go walk that way. You might crawl at first, but and I don't know, it's definitely just interesting like hearing it and just being around it, like just being able to have this conversation. Like the more and more I have these conversations, I'm just like wow, like you're my friend, and like y'all, like Kai is like my sister. Like Kai has heard me in some very upset moments, cry on the phone, all of that. So like to have you around in this capacity and me be able to see it, man, I'm like really appreciative. Like, yeah, like I can't honestly, I really can't thank God enough for it. Like it means a lot. It really does. But I had to ask this question I asked everybody before we try and hop on the emotional tip. uh had to ask everybody, because I asked everybody this, if you could tell yourself anything 5 years from now, what would you tell yourself? What would you tell your future self?
5 years from now, my future self?
Yeah. It always throws everybody off, but I always like to say,
Yeah.
you can't talk to yourself in the past, but you really can talk to yourself in the future.
What would I tell my future self? I don't
What would you-
know. I never thought about that. This is a question you should have asked me this before. I don't know. My future self, I guess you really did the thing. Can you cuss?
Yeah, go ahead, cuss, you know. Yeah.
You're really out here you really did do the damn thing, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
I'm glad you kept going. I'm glad you never gave up on anything. Wait, I'm telling my future self something. I don't know.
Nah, but that is a way to look at it. Like
Okay. Yeah,
5
I'm
years
glad
from
you
now, like
never gave up on anything. Yeah. Okay, I got you. I'm glad you never gave up on anything. And you out here living life. You really believed in yourself and went for it.
yeah, you're gonna be amazed 5 years from now. I know you're gonna look back, just be like, yup. It's just
I do that now. Like I'm doing a lot. I'm really doing a lot over here.
Yeah.
I do that now, like look at amazement now. So
You,
yeah, 5 years from now, I'll probably be super amazed.
I love that for you. It's like to be in that mode, like when I see it, it's like, because I know that's just such a like pure form of energy to move off of. Like when you just moving off of pure interest, and like this is like it's something inside of you, you know what I mean? Like I
Yeah,
really
I've never been so like driven to do something before, like ever. And yeah, it's crazy. So
yeah, apparently the consistency isn't a product of the drive. So you're just gonna be consistent in this. That's what I know. You know what I mean?
yeah.
That's just your nature. That's what I'm seeing. So I know you're gonna get wherever you want to go. Whether it takes a year, 3 years, whatever years, or it might take 3 months. Who knows? You know what I mean? It's like, but I know you'll get there. But yeah, I'm getting ready to like close it out. Anything you want to say to the people, anybody at Tuskegee, Ty's also AKA, anything you want to say to the AKAs, anything you want to say to anybody at Brown, a young HBCU student trying to get into the Ivy League.
Who's trying to get into Ivy League?
Ivy League.
Do your research.
Yep.
Don't go to an Ivy League. I'm just kidding. If you like pressure, go to an Ivy League. If you do not like pressure, do not do that to yourself. I had a great community, let me just say that, at Brown. So my friends were great at Brown. But to say to people, whatever you want to do in life, go for it. Don't let nobody tell you otherwise. If you believe in yourself, then that's all that matters, is your belief. Yes, it's nice to have that little itch of supportiveness from your family and friends. But as long as you believe in yourself and you got at least one other person, I would say that having one other person believe in you too helps a lot. But do what you want to do in life. Don't let anything hold you back.
I love that. Do what you want to do. Stop being lame and literally just go do what you want to do.
Yeah, whatever it is, it doesn't have to be anything miraculous.
Exactly. So. That's what I've been realizing. Like, just go do it, bro. What is holding you back? Like, literally hold yourself back. So, yeah, man. But I'm gonna go ahead and wrap it up. You know, anybody that's been listening, this has been Kai Akinloye-Brown and Akinloye. My bad. I thought I said it right. If you related with her, you know, she inspired you to do something. Hit that like button. Go show her social some love. I'm gonna put some social because we need to make sure we get the model out there. Y'all need to see her pictures. Hi. Hello, friend. But please, hit that like button and share it with anybody that you feel that like this may inspire. That's what this is for. It's the process. This is her process. This is where she at. So Thank you, Kai, for hopping on. Appreciate you. Love you.
Love you too.
But all right, with that, we're out. Peace.
Bye.